Yes, now let's discuss the next issue associated with women, which is health. So regarding health, right from the womb of the mother, we know that over the life cycle of women, she is experiencing a set of related health issues. So what are they? So the first thing is female feticide. Female feticide. This is mainly happening because of the patriarchal mindset of the people in our society. Once, with the help of medical facilities, if the parents are known that the child to be born is a girl child, then even today in certain sections of the society there are people who does not want a girl child to be born. So what happens is that they'll kill the fetus within the womb itself. So that is what that practice is known as female feticide. And with bringing up of laws like the Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act of 1994, it has actually made illegal to determine the sex of a child by their parents in our country. So that all legislative moves are in a positive direction, we can say. But even then, even now, we can know that there are certain anomalies present, like even in the prosperous cities or state like Haryana, the there is this skewed sex ratio prevalent. So why is it happening? Because the city is very much prosperous in terms of all medical facilities and technologies. So there are some contradictions happening with regard to this particular practice of female feticide. That's why even though it is prosperous, this issues of skewed sex ratio is prevalent in such cities. So even that particular question was a previous year question. So such matters have been popping up recently, which is actually some anomaly. So that's regarding the female feticide, which is actually an issue faced by the female girl child within the womb itself. They are being killed within the womb itself. So it is actually mainly due to the patriarchal mindset of the people, and it is due to the preference for boys over girls, mainly because girls are seen as a financial burden. So that is the first stage. The second is death during childbirth. So this particular aspect of death which is happening during the childbirth is also a major concern, because this is mainly happening because of early marriages. Okay, this is mainly happening because of the child marriage, or we can say early marriages, due to the women, they will not be physically and mentally in a position to carry the child. So at during childbirth, there are risks associated with childbirth, which actually leads to death of the child. That is also a health issue which is associated with women, and this is mainly due to complication of improper delivery, or we can say poor nutrition, or due to lesser intake of calories. This particular incidents can happen. The next is neglect during early childhood. Neglect during early childhood. Okay, once the girl child is born, there will be discriminations prevalent in the family itself. So they'll not be properly breastfed, or they'll be only breastfed for a very shorter period of time when compared with the boy child, or they'll be neglected when they are having some sort of illness, and insufficient or non-nutritious food will be given for them. So these are all health related aspects once a girl child is born. That is the neglect which is facing by them during the early childhood. This is having a very long lasting effect both in terms of physical and mental health, right? The next is Yes, early marriages and women's health. Early marriages or the problem of child marriage. Okay, so child marriage is still prevalent in many of the regions in our country, mainly in the rural and backward areas of our country. So, studies of 2011 census have shown that it has actually brought out a very worse picture, like 1/3 of Indian women married when they were under the age of 18, which actually shows the prevalence of child marriage in a larger perspective. It was shown out in the 2011 census that 1/3 of Indian women were married off when they were under the age of 18, which shows child marriage as a practice is still prevalent in our society. So what happens when the marriage is being done at a very lower age is that there will be early pregnancy and associated mental and physical issues, and the problems like anemia, all these can happen, which is actually accounting for the women's health, or early marriage and child marriage is further aggravating the situation. And studies shows that 10 to 15 percentage of annual birth which is happening in India is actually from the adolescent mothers. 10 to 15% of annual birth is from adolescent mothers. Okay, now the next health issues that you can bring out is regarding pregnancy related issues, which is mainly happening due to, like, we can say 15 to 20% of all maternal deaths that happen in India is mainly due to anemic problems. So that is actually related with pregnancy and it is a health issue. And untrained deliveries or unsafe abortions practiced are all or are also a part of this pregnancy related issue. And studies have shown that regarding untrained deliveries, mainly these types of unprofessionals attending deliveries are all happening in mainly in the backward or rural areas, and out of the total untrained deliveries happening, about 71% is being happening in rural areas and 29% is happening in the urban areas. So that is giving us a picture that majority of deliveries which are happening in rural areas are attended by uh, untrained persons, okay, or untrained medical practitioners. The next issue is inadequate medical care, inadequate medical care during sterilization. So during sterilization, it is a very important stage where uh, one should be given more care and attention, but due to inadequate medical care and attention given during sterilization, there are many deaths happening with respect to the women community. And this particular reality we can see when we take the ratio of male is to female sterilization rate. That is, when 52 women are undergoing the process of sterilization, only one man is undergoing the process of sterilization. So that's why there is a contrast between sterilization rates among men and women. It is 1 is to 52. So like it was highlighted in the economic survey of 2018-19, that the women takes the burden of both birthing and birth control. So that shows the importance of women who is actually taking that burden of both birthing and also of birth control, because the sterilization ratio is very much unfavorable for women. It is 1 is to 52. So that's regarding the health issues that women are facing. Actually, you can do it, or you can learn it in a stage by stage manner, right from the womb of the mother, then during the childbirth, then during early childhood, then early marriage, then pregnancy related issues, as well as during sterilization. So in over her life cycle, she is being subjected to different types of health issues. Okay, that as society at a larger perspective should address.